All right, good morning. What a wonderful people to see out here. We've made it through the summer. It's fall, right? Good to see you back, Casey. Good to see some new faces, familiar faces. I'm Tommy. I'm going to be guiding you through your practice this morning. Today, we're going to focus on bringing some repetition into our sequencing. So repetition, really, really great. Sometimes we're just kind of burning through those poses or we're holding them for a very long period of time. Really like the repetition, exploring coming into the pose, coming out of the pose. But syncing that breath with body movement, building that muscle memory, really, really great to just kind of get in the flow and become that moving meditation. So we'll do that this morning. We're going to start with a breath sequence that also uses repetition. I don't teach a lot of really in-depth pranayama because that's kind of a practice unto itself. So this is going to be a very simple pranayama sequence of just kind of working with the breath. So think of it as a triangle. So it's going to be an inhale to the count of 4. It's going to be retaining the breath for a count of 3. And then it's going to be exhaling for a count of 5. And I'll go ahead and walk you through this. When we say retain the breath, so you take a deep breath, it's not holding your breath where you're placing pressure on the lungs and tightening. It's a very gentle retention of the breath. So don't think of holding your breath like you're going underwater. It's a gentle retention and then lengthening out that exhale. And that retention helps build lung capacity, helps strengthen that diaphragm, and just helps your overall rhythm. So very, very easy. All right, so we'll come to a comfortable seat and have legs out a little bit in front. If that's tight on the hips, we'll be here for a bit. Go ahead and sit yourself up on a blanket if you like. Get a little lift in those hips and pelvis. Just take a moment here, begin to lengthen through the spine, roll the shoulders up, back and down, open up the chest and the lungs a little bit here. And then go ahead and place the palms down, either face down, face up, whatever feels good for you this morning. Let's just take a couple gentle rhythms of breath. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Let that roll over the back of the throat, down into the chest, down into the belly. And a nice slow exhalation out the nose. Just let those shoulders begin to melt away from the ears. Another gentle inhale, begin to draw that awareness inward. Gentle exhale out. Just beginning to settle in this moment, settle into your practice. Begin to tune into rhythm of breath, sensations of the temperature on your skin, the earth supporting you underneath your tail, sounds around you, the qualities of this moment. All right, we'll go ahead and take an inhale and then fully exhale out all the way down. Kind of gently squeeze the lower ribs down and in as you exhale all the air out and we'll begin that rhythm of breath. Inhale to a count of 2, 3, 4. Retain at the top. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Retain. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale. 2, 4. Retain. 2. Exhale. 2, 4, 5. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Retain. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 4, 5. Let that go. Return to a normal rhythm of breath. In through the nose. Start to draw that breath into the lungs, spaces in the ribs, the lower back. Exhale. Just let everything soften and melt. Then again, just a gentle squeeze at the bottom of that exhale of the lower ribs down and in. Think of kind of squeezing out a sponge. And that'll give you a little bit more space on that next breath. All right, we'll softly blink the eyes open. So you can kind of explore that rhythm throughout your practice this morning. As you practice pranayama, you build that lung capacity, that triangular breath. You can get it to like a count of like 5, 6, 7, or even like 7, 8, 9. and really start to build that lung capacity and strengthen that diaphragm. All right, let's go ahead and start syncing that breath with some movement here. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Nice big inhale. Exhale, twist on over to the right, hand across the leg. And we're going to move just kind of with the breath. So we're not holding these poses too long. Inhale, back up. Exhale, we're going to take a side body stretch on over to the right. Inhale, up. Find length in the torso. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, side body over to the left. Moving with the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist again, over to the left. Inhale, find lift in the torso. Exhale, take it on over. Inhale, open the arm, twist the torso back, find some length in the chest. Exhale, fold on over. Hinge at the hips, walk the fingertips forward. Inhale to rise, find length. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, up. And exhale, side body stretch. Nice big breath into the side ribs here. Exhale it out. Inhale, open, twist. And exhale, hinge and fold, reaching out over that leg. Inhale, back up. Palms back to heart center. Gaze down and in and pause for a cycle of breath. Nice big inhale in. Nice gentle exhale out. All right, we're going to do that same sequence again. Inhale to rise, find length. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to lift. Exhale, side body stretch over to the right. Inhale, open. And exhale, hinge, fold over that leg. Inhale to rise. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, side body. Press into the side ribs. And fold and twist over the torso. And exhale, hinge, fold. Inhale, back up. And exhale, gaze down and in. Pause for a moment. Breath in. Gentle exhale up. All right, continue with that. Sinking breath through the body movement. If you have a blanket, go ahead and move that off to the side. We're going to come on to the tail. Hips are going to, or feet are going to be a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Knees are slightly bent here. Roll the shoulders back, fingertips towards you. Puff up through the chest, squeeze those shoulders together so you have a nice open chest here. And then gently rock side to side, windshield wiper the legs. Take your time here. Inhale, brings you to center. Exhale, knees come down. Move with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale over. If you'd like to add on a little bit, kind of roll that top hip. Find a little bit of more stretch in that hip on the front side. More times here. And back to center, moving yourself out. Bring the feet in line with the hips. We're going to come to a reverse tabletop. So again, make sure that chest is nice and open, puffed up. Want to bring those shoulder blades together, fingertips towards you. And then go ahead, if you're ready, press into the heels, lift up to those hips. And you're bringing that tail up and in. And then make sure the neck isn't just falling back. You want to keep that neck in line with the spine. Puff up through the chest. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, as you lower the hips down, press into the ground and find some space for your tail to sit back down. We're going to do that a few times, working with the breath and repetition. Bring yourself up. Inhale here. Tuck your tail. Belly's engaged here. Squeezing those lower ribs down and in, but breath moving. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale up. If you like, maybe pressing into one leg and extending the other out. That'll intensify that abdominal muscles a little bit more. Maybe adding a second one. Let it go. Lower back down. Roll shoulders back. Let's come into Navasana both pose. Thighs together like you're squeezing a block. Grab the back underside of the thighs. Point the toes down. Come back on your tail. Keep that chest nice and open. Begin to lift the toes up. Maybe one leg comes up. Maybe the other. Maybe add the arms. Squeeze those thighs together. Breathe. Lower down. Press into the ground. Scoot your tail back. Flex the feet. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Grab for whatever you can get a hold of. Just getting warmed up. Shimmy the hips side to side. Find a little bit more length and space. Deep breath right into the center of the back. Exhale, let it all go. Walk fingertips back. Roll shoulders back. Coming back onto the tail. Back to both. Navasana, second time through. Lift fingers. Toes can be down if it's a little difficult. So modify as you need to. Maybe kind of play around with a little dip of one toe and then the other. Let's come into a low boat. Extend out, press out through those heels. Calm down a little bit. Hold that belly. Back up. High boat. One more time. Low boat. Press out through the heels. Flex the toe. Back up. High boat. Gotta always add this one in. Party boat. Right. A couple laughs going there. Back together. Toes down. Roll shoulders. Back. Scoot back on the tail. Get in front of those sit bones. Find some length in the torso. Inhale up. And exhale fold. Deep breath in. Nice long exhale out through the nose. One more breath here. Let it go. Fingertips back in. Cross the legs, roll over the ankle. Set yourself up, tabletop position. Shoulders lined up over wrists, hips lined up over knees. Add a blanket here if you need a little extra padding. We're pretty good here at the park. Go and tap the tops of the feet, wake up our anchors here. Again, working through some repetition here. So it's not so much about we're going to hold some of these poses for a really long time. We're working with that breath. All right, cat cow. Lift up the tail, belly comes down. Open up the chest, gaze comes up. Nice big breath in. Exhale, push the floor away. Hips come slightly forward, gaze down and in. Spread those shoulder blades apart so there's no space in between. And then rock and roll with the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling, exhaling. One more time through. And we'll bring it back to center. All right, let's go ahead and extend back through the left leg. Press out through that heel, flex and point the toes down. Do the curl in with just the leg. If you'd like to add your opposite arm, extend it forward, gaze comes up. Extend that arm out, fingertips like you're shaking someone's hand. Big breath in, find length here. Exhale, push the floor away, bring in knee to elbow. Inhale, find length. Exhale, curl in, find space. One more time, inhale. This time, take it out to the side. Take that left leg out, press out through that foot. Extend the fingertips out. Inhale, back to center. This time, go ahead and bend the back leg. If you can, reach back around so you can get a hold of that ankle. Press up and kick into that. Big breath. Exhale, release. Back to center, set yourself up. Take that serious for a second. Right, extend out to that right heel, flex and point the toes down. Make sure it's not popping up too much, so it's just coming right out from that hip. Like at the hand, without finding length. Gaze up, inhale. Exhale, push the floor away, find space. Inhale, open. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open. Exhale, contract. Inhale, find the length. Let's take it out to the side. Flex and kick that foot out. Back to center. Go ahead and bend, reach back forward. Kick up into that hand. Make sure you're not sinking into that front shoulder, so you're pressing up out of that. One more breath. And gently relax. Let's take a quick child's pose here. Knees go wide, toes to touch. Sink your hips back towards your heels and then walk your fingertips forward. Melt down through the heart space. It's kind of like the 10th of fingers here. Find a little bit more space for that heart to sink and melt. And then go ahead and drop the head down, lower the arms. Nice big breath into the hips, the lower back. Maybe you want to play around with that triangle breath here for a moment. All right, one more cycle here. And we'll let it go. Walk fingertips back in. Come back to that tabletop. Get that alignment set up. Go through a sequence. Second time. Left leg out. Extend it back. Fingertips forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, curl it in. Find a little bit more space. Inhale, length. Exhale, in. Inhale, find length. Out to the side. Back to center. We're going to take the right palm down. Left foot's going to come back behind us, and then we're going to turn that right knee so we're coming into a modified side plank. Open up the chest, stack the shoulders. Maybe float that leg up. Use that inner thigh. We're working on that last couple of weeks. Maybe you want to bend that knee and reach back, kick back, and open the chest and the hips a little bit more. If that's not available, no problem. You can also have that leg down. Stay for a breath. Have the bind. Go ahead and let it go. Nice and easy. Let it come down. Windmill hands down, hips back to center. Set yourself up. Right, second side. Extend the right leg out, flex the foot. Find length. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, contract. Inhale, length. Out to the side. Hold it. Back to center. Left hand down in front of the face. Go ahead and kickstand that left leg back behind you. Back and open up the chest. Make sure that top shoulder's not rolling down. Stacked up, nice and open. Maybe pop up that leg. And that bind if you like. Pause here for a cycle of breath. Make sure we're breathing. If you have the bind, gently roll on over back to center. Walk the fingertips forward, tuck the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Take some time here. Find our alignment in down dog. Pedal out one leg at a time by shortening up your stance and stretch out those calves. Fingertips spread nice and wide. And then sort of take a look at your creases of your elbows. You want to roll the creases of your elbows forward. So you're rolling the triceps in towards the ears. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Take an inhale, lift your tail. As you exhale, melt down through the heels and pull your heart back toward your thighs slightly. It'll give you a nice long spine. Keeping those triceps wrapped in, they're going to protect those shoulders. Nice inhale into the center of the back. Melting down through the heels on the exhale. Inhale here. On the exhale, begin to walk towards the hand. Take your time. Inhale, halfway lift, press the thighs back, and round forward. Palms to shins or tops of thighs. Take another cycle of breath. And on the exhale, hinge forward, bend the knees if you need to, coming into a forward fold. Grab for opposite elbows and gently pull the elbows down towards the mat. Find some more length in that spine. Knees can bend a little bit if you need to. Work the hamstrings a little bit if you want by straightening one leg or both legs at the same time. And then just releasing any tension you have there in the neck, the face, shaking the head yes and no. Let the jaw be loose. Release the arms. Let's inhale halfway. And exhale, fold. Place your big toes down and fan out all the rest of your toes. Press down on the balls of the feet so you stretch your toes from the base all the way to the tips. You have a nice firm foundation. And then we're going to begin to roll up, bend the knees. Inhale, draw the energy up through the feet, into the calf, into the thighs. When you get towards the pelvis, roll the shoulders back, reach out left and right. Hips come slightly forward and inhale up, gentle back bend here. Gaze can be up or towards center if that's too much on the neck. Let's take another breath here. Inhale and exhale. Draw the energy down through the center of the body into the heart space. Close the eyes here for a moment. Tadasana Mountain. Check in with those toes. Are they still spread nice and wide, or are they all back together? I like to kind of just rock the body a little bit in a circle here, explore all the edges of the feet, into the toes, the sides of the feet, back into the heels, or both directions, just kind of circling around that center line of the body. Pause and come back to center. Extend the fingertips out, down towards the earth. Reach them out. Toes and fingers spread nice and wide. A little draw up and into the kneecaps. Check in with that belly. Belly buttons pulled slightly back towards the spine. Low ribs tucked down and in, and we're breathing. Inhale, find length in the spine as your crown reaches up. Exhale, feel shoulders melt. Pull away from the ears a little more. And feel that grounding all the way down through your heels and your ear. Softly blink the eyes open. Right, here we go. Let's flow it out a little bit here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Move with the breath. Inhale, halfway lift, thighs back, crown forward. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, roll all the way up. Full breath, gentle back bend. Palms back to heart center. Again, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. We're going to keep the right leg forward. We're going to step the left leg all the way back. We're going to come into a crescent lunge. So the ball of the back foot's going to be up. Make sure you're not on a tight rope. So you're not in line. You want your feet about shoulder width or hips width distance apart. Bend the back knee as you begin to draw the energy up into the front leg. Go ahead and begin to sink down through your tail and then straighten out through that back heel as you pull up into that back knee. Have a nice firm foundation into the back leg. Tail down, chest up. Inhale, arms up. All right, we're going to work through some repetition here. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward. Fingertips back, kind of a skier's lunge. Reaching forward with the crown. Pressing out through that back heel. Stay in this forward lunge and then just take the arms up, reaching forward. Belly's going to fire up a little bit here. Inhale is going to bring you all the way up. You're going to straighten that front leg. Pause here. Exhale, cactus and sink back down. Open the chest. We're going to do that same thing a few times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach it back. Seated lunge. Inhale, arms up. Pause here. Inhale, up all the way, straighten the front leg. Exhale, sink down, open the chest. Again, inhale up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, arms forward. Inhale, up, straighten. And exhale, sink. Pause here for a rhythm of breath. Palms back to heart center. Inhale here. Exhale, arms down. Step yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, bring you all the way back to stand. Nice and slow. Palms back to heart center. Pause here for a moment. Notice how the body feels. Maybe one side a little different than the other. Right, second time through. Inhale up. Exhale, hit your forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale forward. Step the right foot back this time. Set yourself up. Build that foundation. Draw the energy up into that front leg. Bend the back knee. Press out through that back heel. Pull that back kneecap up. Tail down, chest up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, you know where we're going. Lunge, fingertips reaching back towards that back heel. Inhale, arms forward. Pause for a breath. Inhale, up and straight. Exhale, sink, open. More time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, over that front leg. Make sure you're not resting too much on that front thigh. Inhale, arms up. Inhale, straight. Exhale, sink. Big breath. Big breath out. Arms up. Exhale down. Press into the ground. Kick that left leg back. We're in a plank hold. Pressing out through the heels, reaching forward with the crown of the head. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down the knees, chest, and chin. Keep those elbows drawn in alongside the ribs. Come all the way down. We'll take a low cobra. Keep the elbows pulled in, press into the tops of the feet. Go up to the chest, feel that low back start to engage and fire up. One more breath. Exhale, head down. Palms underneath the shoulder heads. And then bring yourself either back into plank. You can work back to the tabletop. Take your time. We'll meet back in down. Inhale, find length. Lift up through the tail. Exhale, melt down through those heels. A child's pose if you like. Modify and rest for your practice. Happy Tuesday. All right, inhale here. Exhale, step up and float yourself forward. Inhale. Halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, bend the legs, straighten up. All the way up to center. Palms down towards heart center. Let's pause here just for a moment. Kind of shake it out. Everybody doing good? You can hear the joke of the day. Pledge allegiance. I've heard him do the pledge allegiance. Yeah, jokes. All right, guys. We're going to work through another repetitive sequence, kind of similar to what we did. We're going to add on a little bit. Spread those toes nice and wide. Build that foundation. Palms to heart center. We're going to go ahead and root down into the right leg. Begin to draw that left knee up to knee. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to begin to hinge forward, pressing through that heel back. We're going to bring it all the way back to that crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up. Going to straighten up through that front leg. We're going to turn and come into a warrior two and exhale down across or into that front knee. We're going to reverse warrior. Take it up, back, and over. Nice big breath into those front ribs. And make sure that top elbow is pulling back so you open up through the chest and you're not dropping down here. Back up, straighten the leg. Warrior two, second time through. We're going to turn that back knee in. We're going to bring it back to crescent. And exhale, open the chest. We're going to do that another time through. It's a little funky at first, but that's why we were practicing, right? We got to get the rhythm here. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, warrior two, sink in. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the legs. Turn back, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus. All right, so now one more time. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Drop the back heel. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Back to warrior two. This time we're going to straighten. We're going to take it into triangle. So dip that front hip. Reach forward. Stack shoulders up. Trikonasana. You have a block on that outside of the heel. Make sure you're pulling that left arm back, opening through the chest. Have a little bend in that front knee if you need it. Use that core strength, bring you back up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, turn back, crescent lunge. Last time, practice the arm, open the chest. Palms to heart center. We're going to kick off that back leg. We're going to come back into that bounce. So if you need to kind of shorten up your stance for a little bit, get yourself ready, give yourself a fighting chance. Press into the front big toe, push off, bring that knee back up and in. Maybe extend the arm. Maybe extend the leg. Let it all go. Shake it all off. All right. Those sequences are kind of fun. They're always funky at first, but once you get the rhythm going, it's really nice. Just breath, body, syncing that alignment and movement. All right. Same thing, second time through. The left feet, spread them nice and wide. left toe, left feet. More one. All right, palms together at heart center. Belly slightly engaged. Start working through that balance. Pull that knee up, in. Fall out of it. Start shaking. Get back in wherever you can. Start transitioning, pressing back to that heel. Let the palms together. Place the foot down. Inhale up. Straighten the front leg. Drop the back heel. Warrior two. Feel out front to back. Sink in a little bit more. Reverse. Nice big breath into the side. Breathe. Exhale back. Warrior two. Straighten up the front leg. Turn back into that crescent lunge. Cactus over. Second time through. Inhale straight. Exhale, drop the back knee. Drop into warrior two. First. And back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Turn the back toes in. Sink into that front knee. Practice. Last time through. Inhale, straighten the leg. Drop that heel. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Straighten front leg. Get that kicking off. Get that front hip. Reach forward. Back over. Palm on that front shin. Back behind on the block. Back and over the shoulder. Pause for a breath. Bend into that front knee. Take a back up warrior two. Inhale straight. Turn that heel back in. One more cactus here. Make it count. Big breath. Exhale. Palms down. Press into the mat. Find some space in the shoulders. Take that leg back. Take it back into your plank hold. Modify if you need knees down. Right. Take knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga by shooting out over those wrists slightly. And lower down, keeping those elbows pulled in alongside the ribs. When you get halfway, untucking toes. Take your back bend of choice. Cobra. If you're in up dog, size or up off the ground. Feel that low back fire. Big breath in. Big breath out. If you're in up dog, go ahead and lower the knees. Press back. Let's take a nice, well-deserved child's pose. Take your time getting in there. Work those hips back towards those feet. Find some space for the chest to sink and melt. So you can clench those fingers. Breath in. Hips back a little more towards heels, and then melt yourself down. Let your breath return to a gentle rhythm. Just let your heartbeat settle into your chest here. Just let the bones be heavy here for a moment on the mat. Just feel that connection. Earth supporting and holding you. Just really landing in this moment here for a few. Explore the breath in various parts of the body, those side ribs, the lower back, the belly, the heart space. One more cycle of breath. And we'll go ahead and let that go. Walk the fingertips back. Knees back together. And then we'll go ahead and roll over to the side and extend our legs out in front of us. Just do a quick time check. Okay, we're gonna work through a little hip opening sequence here to kind of wind us down. This is intense for you. If Pigeon's like super intense for you, you can do this on your back as well, and I'll be happy to guide you through it. So if Pigeon's really hard for you, and we're gonna do some other figure four stuff. You're gonna have ankle across, you're pulling that knee in, you're gonna get that hip stretch on the outside. Otherwise, we're gonna do some stuff seated and we're gonna kind of work our way into Pigeon. All right, so we're back on our tail again. Chest is lifted here. We're gonna go ahead and extend out through the right foot and then cross the ankle over. Roll shoulders back, fingertips forward, and then begin to work that heel in. Your outer hip on the left side is gonna let you know when you're gone far enough. If you're super, super bendy, you can also pick up your hips, move them forward, walk yourself in. Again, you're gonna feel it and it's gonna let you know when you've gone too far. So just kind of stretching out here, taking a few breaths in this figure four. Chest forward, so we're not kind of rounding back, and shoulders forward to open that chest. Take a few cycles of breath. Deep breath into that left hip. Okay, we're gonna take that right leg. We're gonna go ahead and place it down. Then we're gonna take the left knee and stack it over the opposite. So we're coming into a shoelace pose here. Bringing knees together. This may be a little intense. If you can't get it there, don't worry about it. You can also place a blanket underneath your hips. That's gonna definitely give you more of a chance to get those knees together because your hips aren't gonna be so tight. I kind of like to work and pull the feet apart. If that's too intense, again, you can do this on your back, laying down, pulling the legs apart. You may need to kind of reposition yourself a little bit. Lift up through the chest, nice long spine, up the crown. Inhale, two options here. You can take a twist on over to the left, or palms to heart center, and take the elbow across if you can get in a little bit deeper there. So you can be up in a nice high twist, a little less intense, or palms to heart center, elbow across, use that leverage as you press into the hand. Pause for a breath. One more cycle here. Twist it, go ahead and that left out in front of you. You're going to take the right leg back behind you. Take a moment, set yourself up. If that leg can be 90 degrees out in front of you, cool. If you need to pull the heel in a little bit, that's fine too. Palms down, lift up through the hips, and you want your hips to kind of be as level as possible. You can also have a blanket right underneath that opposite left hip. Lengthen out through that back thigh. Kind of look back at the leg that's cockeyed out to the side. Lengthen through the thigh. Inhale through the chest. And exhale, begin to hinge and fold down. Stay high if you like. Come to elbows, forearms. If you like, sink all the way in. Nice long cycle of breath here as we're cooling down and just settling into these poses a little bit longer. See if you can lengthen out that exhale maybe 1 or 2 seconds longer than the inhale. One more breath here. If you're low, begin to walk fingertips back towards the legs. Bring yourself back up. You're going to roll out onto that left hip. And bring the opposite leg around. Back to center. Right. One more little hip thing here. So right leg's going to be down. You're going to bring that left leg up. Grab a hold of your baby here. Cradle like this. talk to them. You can go underneath, whatever feels good. That hip should be feeling pretty open at this point. And then you want that right leg perpendicular, 90-degree angle. And then you're just going to place that other leg right on top of it. This is not an easy thing for most people. If you need a block under that leg to help support, or a blanket, or two, or whatever you need, get all the little tricks. Fire log pose. This can be a very difficult and intense pose. If that's too intense, you can have it out in front of you. Legs can be out a little bit. Otherwise, stack the hips up. Inhale, find length. Options here. You can fold forward. You can take that high twist. You can take elbow across. This is going to be the most intense. And what we're working towards, Johnny, you're going to do this next week. You're going to get into that. You're going to be here, and then you can get your arm balance. So that's next week. Stage 2.
Competitive yoga.
All right, wherever you are, let it all go. Extend the legs out and just give them a nice shake. Kind of let everything go. Left and right on the ankles.
Doesn't make you a better person.
It does not. You got that right. There's no doubt.
The big pickup truck makes you a better person.
There you go.
All right, guys, we're gonna do that same sequence on the second side. So we're starting with that figure 4, placing the right ankle across. Pull it in. You kind of know where we're going now. So if you're like, I'm not gonna probably do some of those things, then you can take it onto the back. You can do the same things on your back and take that same shape. Roll shoulders back, fingertips forward. Maybe bump up the hips a little bit, get into the hip a little bit more. Rock side to side, just getting warmed up here. Take a few breaths. Right, we'll go ahead and let that right leg fall down. Stack up through the knees. Pull the legs apart. Blanket's going to be your best friend here. You're tighten those hips. And then options here. Inhale up. Take a high twist. Slide the elbow. Take a lower, deeper twist. Keep your breath going. Unwind ourselves and set ourselves up for that pigeon. We're going to swing that top leg back and around. Is that right? Other leg. Thank you, Karen. It's always good to have yoga teachers here. Trying to figure it out too. Swing the back leg around. Pull the front heel in as much as you need to. So the more in towards the pelvis you have it, the less intense. And then press into the ground, lift up through the hips, level out the hips as much as you can. And then work that back thigh back, nice and long, pose down. Find your space before you start to descend down there. One side may be a little tighter than another. It'll let you know.
Sound like me over there, Sherry.
On to that.
Sherry found the sweet spot. Stay with the rhythm of breath. See if you can just surrender a little bit. All right, one more full cycle of breath here. If you're low, begin to walk back in. We'll roll onto that right hip. Pull that back leg up and around. Place that left leg down, right leg up, and we'll rock the baby on the second side. Yeah, low, whatever feels good. Just get some of that synovial fluid into the hip. And then take your version of double pigeon here. Again, if you'd like, maybe legs are out, maybe you're done with that. You just want to come in maybe like a Baddha Konasana, whatever feels good. Otherwise, stack it up, fire log, also called double pigeon. Options here with the arms. Inhale up, fold forward, high twist, or take that elbow across. Nice, slow, long, drawn out breath here. Exhale, release. Unwind yourself, twist. Take the legs out front, shake. Bounce the backs of the thighs, wave the ankles a little bit, let it all go. All right, press out through those heels, draw toes back and in, thighs down. Let's take a forward fold. Inhale, find length in that torso. And then exhale, reach forward. Grab for whatever you can get a hold of. Kind of shimmy those hips a little more side to side. Maybe you can find another little 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch in that fold. On your inhale, you can kind of come up halfway, find a little bit more length. Chin comes forward, and then exhale, melt down again. We'll release here. Arms back to hips. And bring ankles together. Slide the ankles in toward, or the heels in towards the pelvis. You can have blocks on the outer legs if you need it. Otherwise, grab for ankles, grab for big toes with peace fingers, and then roll your hips forward as you lift up through the chest. Find some space here. Deep breath into the back. Pause here, or if you'd like, maybe hinge and begin to fold yourself down. Big breath right into the pelvis, the inner thighs. Just beginning to sort of soften everything, let everything go, winding everything down. One more cycle of breath here. Walk fingertips back in. But grab for outer legs. Give yourself a little bit of help. Bring those up and in. We're going to come back onto our backs. All right. Just take a moment here. Kind of rock your tail a little bit side to side. Go ahead and bring the knees up into the chest. So bring the knees together. And then wrap your arms or wrap your palms around right below the knees, the shins. And then just a gentle hug, kind of pulling the thighs in towards the ribs. Rock back and forth, just release that low back. Extend the arms up, extend the legs up, press out through those heels, grab for the backs of the thighs, flex and point the toes down towards you. Grab for the backs of the thighs. If you'd like, maybe arms up overhead, a little inversion here, like legs up the wall. You're pressing out through those heels as much as you can. Move cycles of breath here. And release, bring the heels back down towards the ground. Palms back down alongside you. And then we'll work our heels back towards our glutes. We'll come into a little bridge. thighs together. And again, inch those heels back towards the glutes as much as you can. Fingertips down, forearms down. Press into the heels and lift up through those hips. Pull up through your tailbone. And as your tailbone's drawing up, your belly button's drawn back towards the spine. So those ribs are going to want to sort of pop open like a car hood, gently tuck and lower those ribs down and in, but keep breathing. One more breath here. Exhale, lower down. Let it go. Knees back into chest. Maybe nose comes up into the knees. Kind of working through bridge and then a counter to that back. That heels down and in towards glutes. Options with arms down alongside. Maybe as you lift up, you want to add the arms up overhead. Few breaths here. And exhale, release. Knees back in. Maybe nose comes up, countering that back. One more time on that bridge. Like, and you have full wheel in your practice, feel free to take it. I'm not going to cue that right now. Otherwise, tailbone up. Like, you can roll shoulders underneath one at a time and coming into a bind. That'll give you a little more space in the chest. So fingers are interlaced. Drawing knuckles down. Elbows towards each other. Lifting up through those hips. You're feeling stable here. Maybe you want to add one leg, extend it out through the heel. Then definitely intensify. Done with intensifying, take what you like, modify as needed. Doing legs, do both. If you have the bind, go ahead and let one shoulder come out and then the other. Hips fall back down. And then again, knees towards chest. The tailbone's going to sort of pop up. So draw your tailbone down towards the earth. Make that connection point with your low back. Nice big inhale through the nose. Squeeze and tighten up into a little ball. A little bit more on that exhale. All right, right knee stays in, left leg goes long. Press out through the heel. Right arm out to a T, and then left arm helps that hip across, draw the knee across the body. Shoulders down as much as possible. And then we can intensify this a little bit more if you'd like by looking over right shoulder. If you want to intensify a little bit more, if you press out and straighten that top leg, this is where I usually get a little chiropractic adjustment. Nice deep breath into that low back, letting everything start to calm down, settle in the body. One more breath here. If your gaze is twisted, begin to untwist with the neck first. Roll back to center. Bring yourself back into center by bringing the hips back in, or the knees back in, sorry. Just a little roll side to side, kind of even yourself back out. All right. Left leg stays in, right leg extends, left arm to a T, and then a gentle roll of that top leg over. Keeping shoulders down. If they pop up a little bit, no problem. But we're trying to keep the shoulders firm, supporting, keeping that chest open. Add that gaze if you'd like. Straightening of that top leg if you'd like. Modify as needed. Stay with the breath. One more full cycle here. Okay, gently start to come out of it and working from the top of the body down. So head comes back, untwist the torso, even out those hips. It's like a happy baby, so let the knees go wide, open up through the pelvis, extend the heels up, kicking towards the sky, flex and point the toes down back towards you. Grab for outer edges of the feet or big toes with peace fingers. Then take a nice big inhale, and on an exhale, draw the knees down towards the armpits and make some contact with your tailbone against the mat. So squeeze that tailbone down and in. Feel that contact point with your sacrum and the mat, and then just a gentle rock side to side. Release that low back. Add a little Buddha smile, never hurts. Begin to prepare for Shavasana. Go ahead and let go. Bring the knees back together. Extend the legs out nice and long. Palms alongside the hips. It can be face up or face down. And take the ankles out a little wider than the hips, about shoulders distance. And then just let your ankles open like a book. Just let that opening travel up your legs, into your hips, into your pelvis. And just before we sink in fully, just do a little body scan. Are you holding any tension in the kneecaps? Let the belly go soft. Check in with the face, holding a crease in the brow. Let the eyes just soften back into the sockets. Just let the throat be soft, the jaw loose. Just let the bones feel heavy on the earth. Just let the skin just drape on your bones, letting everything soften. Just letting all this energy we've built, this prana, just settle into the corners of the body that we don't normally pay attention to. Be here for a few final moments. Enjoy the benefits of your practice. But still gently observing the qualities of the moment, the temperature on your skin, sensations and sounds. If that mind begins to draw you out, let the breath draw you back in. Just gently begin to deepen that breath. Just welcome sensations back into the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Just micro movements, maybe moistening the lips, raise the eyebrows, wiggle the jaw. You're on your back, let's take a nice full body stretch, pull the ankles towards each other, flex the toes, point them down. Pick those arms back up overhead. Maybe interlock the thumbs. Breathe reach those fingertips nice and wide. Nice big breath in. Fullest breath you've taken all day. And then nice, slow, gentle exhale. Go ahead and bring knees up and towards the chest. Go ahead and wrap yourself up in that little ball. Give yourself one last final little hug there. And roll off to one side when you're ready. You like to pause there in an embryo pose, the hand-to-earth connection. Then when you're ready, keep the gaze soft or the eyes closed and make your way back up to a comfortable, easy seat, Sukhasana. Just take a moment here and just feel the body come into alignment. The head over the heart and heart over the hips. Feel that ground in your tail and that lift in your crown. The long spine in between. And that breath flowing between these two opposing forces. This is the union, this is the yoga. Inhale, arm up overhead. Lengthen that torso as the fingertips come to touch. Big breath in here, and then exhale. Gently slide palms down towards heart center. Nestle the thumbs against the sternum. Let's take a moment here to thank yourself for showing up this morning. Taking some time for self-love, compassion, exploration. Being in this wonderful urban yoga community, place of non-judgment, non-expectation. It's an honor for me to guide you through your practice. Really, really great to see all your faces here, see some familiar faces back, new faces. Truly the highlight of my week. From my heart to yours, have a wonderful day. Namaste. Acknowledge your fellow yogis. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you.